Okay, still slightly going off of the hype train of A Single Pale Rose, which the episode is causing cracks within the internet. I really didn't go too in-depth about my thoughts about the episode and everything that revolved around it. I did in my last video, but nothing too heavy or over the top like everyone else, and I wanted the video just to be short and sweet and just, get it out of the way, really. But since I've got a little bit of extra free time, I suppose, and since I can't pump out one more video, why not? I'll give my true thoughts about what I think about Pink Diamond being, for all this time apparently, rose quartz. So let's go. Alright, the biggest and first question that everyone has, including myself, that I immediately thought of when even watching the episode was, how did Pink really change the formation of her gem? I know I will be explaining this pretty poorly, most likely, I apologize, but you know what I mean, how it just rotated when she was shape-shifting or changing form and stuff. How did she really do that? Can a gem really do this, or is this something that a diamond level type of gem can do? Because if that's the case, then okay, I guess I can let it slide. Or did she have practice doing this? That might be it. And if anything else, I honestly believe that if it is revealed sometime later in the future, for all we know, Rose Quartz probably wasn't her first identity change that she went through. Heck, for all we know, that's probably why she's so sure. She's probably not even a full-fledged diamond or anything like that. She just claimed the title of one, and she probably just shapeshifted herself into being one, most likely. I could honestly believe that. I know that's not highly the case by this point in the series, but I would honestly believe that the Pink Diamond that we see probably might not even be her first form. She's probably gone through multiple changes. People probably wouldn't mind the change so much if it was just shown or said at least once before in the series. We have Amethyst, a known and great shapeshifter, and never before have we seen her gem switch position, rotate, or switch or anything like that. It stayed in the same spot on her chest more or less, and it's been in the same type of cut and everything like that. It didn't rotate, it didn't spin, it did nothing. It stayed in Amethyst from what we see. So unless we're missing something right now, which might be okay, I and many other people are bugged by this. Now, next is knowing the fact that Pink really has to be more magical compared to anyone else in the series that we've seen so far, from the fact that she was more or less commanding two sides of the gem war in the beginning, at least, of Homeworld and the Crystal Gems. Being able to sneak through hundreds and thousands of gems that apparently don't get suspicious of asking, hey, where's Pink Diamond? This is the third time that she's left her palanquin or something today. And so from that, you think that, just coincidentally, that not a single Sapphire said oh, she's sneaking out, to meet up with, some rebel gem. Nope, it just never happened. She was able to sneak out, doing whatever, and she was able to command with her alter ego as Rose Quartz along with Pearl to find other crystal gems like Garnet, Bismuth, and who knows who else to help her in the rebellion. That is some serious magical plot armor right there. And the next big reason, at least, is from what we know of now, she begs and complains about not being a diamond and not having her own planet. Yellow, blue, and most likely white diamond give in eventually and say, okay, fine, we'll give you your own planet, but just one for right now, and you better take care of it. Something not too big. How about this one? Earth, yeah, right here. It's nothing too big, it's small. We could, probably conquer it within a few months or something. Shouldn't be too hard. A couple of kindergartens here, some warp pads here and there. Something simple. Okay, she does this, gets distracted, and instead of just stepping up and saying, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, she just says I have this completely elaborate plan that gets all of my friends and everyone that I care about, nearly every single one of my own people, into a useless war, more or less. Now, yeah, I can understand that it was more or less from the fact that I'm guessing she didn't want to be rejected from the diamonds, from the fact that she begged all this time and she couldn't face them saying that, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. That's fine, we've slightly all been in that position. And the more highly reason is that she she had to protect Earth, more or less. But she really had to go through all of this of just dragging in people like Garnet and Bismuth and so many other crystal gems and homeworld gems who are literally just made to fight and then end up poofing or shattering within the same day, most likely. They all end up in a war, fight and fight and fight. They get shattered, they get poofed, and you know what? Years and years later, and we're talking years later, most of the gems that are left within the war, they end up as a monster. You know, the ones that we saw within like the first season or so, they end up being part of like a gem mutants, practical zombies in their case, and even worse, the other like 90% that were shattered and or killed all ended up as a planetary fusion bomb known as the Cluster that was going to destroy Earth no matter what, unless Peridot had came to Earth, more or less. No one knew about it until Peridot showed up, and if she didn't, the Earth would have been doomed. Way to go, Pink Diamond. Pink Diamond, she is a bad character. Pretty terrible, I can't add to that, but that's character-wise. Story-wise, I can actually see this as being fine, because I like the perspective shift that we now have, because you remember back in, when we first watched the first episode or so, remember like the first 5 episodes has Rose being depicted as like this gem god that can basically do anything, and it's like, oh, we can do it if Rose was here, or if Rose was here, we'd be able to do it, she can do anything. But as the years go on, we finally put the pieces together and get the final answer of just like, wow, Rose Quartz, and by this point, Pink Diamond was a terrible person, gem, leader, lover because she curved Pearl aside many times, liar as well, and mother, most likely. All of that because she was more or less raised as a spoiled brat. Well, that's the end of this. Yeah, it's kind of more of a rant, I suppose, but hey, I guess I want to have fun with this. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have any questions, comments, concerns, or any other discussion topics like that you want me to talk about. I'll try to answer them best I can. You know what to do with all the links that I provide, all that type of stuff. Go have fun with those. Thank you for watching. That's most important. Have a great day, have a great night, and everything else you know what to do. Bye.